A chilling discovery off the west coast has experts sounding the alarm. A megaquake, more powerful than anything we've seen, could strike at any moment, triggering devastation, tsunamis, and claiming countless lives.
In June 2024, scientists discovered a new fault line off the coast of Vancouver Island in Canada, raising serious concerns among experts. Stretching for 45 miles, this fault has the potential to trigger a powerful earthquake that could lead to a devastating tsunami. Coastal cities on the west coast of the United States, including Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco, are at risk. Waves as high as 30 meters could crash into these cities, causing widespread destruction and posing a threat to millions of lives. In the United States, especially along the west coast and in the Pacific Ocean region, earthquakes and tsunamis are a real threat, historically occurring every few centuries. Two main types of seismic events occur in this region: earthquakes caused by underwater faults and subduction zones, as well as tsunamis triggered by underwater earthquakes. Modern methods of seismology and geodynamic analysis allow scientists to increasingly pinpoint potentially dangerous zones and predict the possible outcomes of seismic events more accurately. The discovery of a new fault near Vancouver Island is part of a broader scientific effort aimed at enhancing disaster preparedness in the Pacific Rim region. Special attention is given to the possibility of generating an earthquake with a magnitude up to 9 on the Richter scale, significantly surpassing the strength of the earthquake that devastated San Francisco in 1906. Back then, widespread destruction and fires resulted in the loss of 3,000 lives and enormous economic losses. Over the past 100 years, the world has witnessed several devastating tsunamis that have left a profound impact on history and human consciousness. 2004 Indian Ocean Tsunami. On December 26, 2004, a seismic earthquake with a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3 triggered a powerful tsunami affecting coastal areas of 14 countries, including Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and India. The death toll exceeded 230,000 people. 2011, Japan, tsunami. On March 11, 2011, Japan's northeastern coast was struck by a magnitude 9.0 earthquake, followed by a massive tsunami. This led to the Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster and claimed more than 18,000 lives. 1960, Chilean tsunami. On May 22, 1960, Chile experienced the strongest earthquake in recorded history with a magnitude of 9.5. This earthquake generated tsunamis that spread across the entire Pacific region, resulting in the deaths of about 1,500 people. Fault lines on Earth's crust are the locations where forces of internal geodynamic movement manifest most dramatically. Every time scientists discover a new fault, especially near coastal areas, an important question arises: what are the chances that this fault will trigger a powerful earthquake? Studying the seismic history and characteristics of the fault allows scientists to make assumptions about its potential. In the case of the fault near Vancouver Island, stretching 45 miles, it's crucial to consider its geological origin, size, and structure. These factors influence how the fault accumulates and releases stress, which can lead to seismic activity. The likelihood of an earthquake is determined not only by the current condition of the fault, but also by its historical activity. If similar faults have shown periodic activity in the past, the chance of a new earthquake increases. However, predicting the exact timing and magnitude of an earthquake remains a complex task that requires continuous monitoring and scientific analysis. Now, let's imagine a scenario where the fault located at the boundary of tectonic plates in the Pacific Ocean is activated with a maximum magnitude nearing 9 on the Richter scale. This earthquake occurs at a significant depth, which means its effects would spread globally through the Earth's crust. As a result of such an earthquake, significant vertical displacement of the seafloor occurs, leading to the generation of a powerful tsunami. Waves in some areas can reach heights of 100 feet or more, posing a critical threat to coastal cities. Major cities at risk include Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco, located near the Pacific coast of the United States. Tsunami waves, moving at speeds exceeding 500 miles per hour in the open ocean, can reach the shores within minutes after the earthquake, causing extensive destruction and loss of lives. If the fault off the coast of Vancouver Island triggers an earthquake and subsequent tsunami with waves up to 100 feet high, it could lead to the following consequences. Seattle. situated on the eastern coast of Washington state, would be the first in the path of the tsunami. High waves could inundate the city, flooding coastal areas and causing significant damage to buildings and infrastructure. Portland, located along the Columbia River in Oregon, is also at risk. The tsunami could travel up the river, flooding low-lying areas and damaging bridges and other structures. San Francisco, a city located on the bay in California, will face serious consequences. A tsunami could breach the Golden Gate Bridge, flooding areas like Embarcadero and the financial district, causing significant damage to the city's economy and infrastructure. Assessing the damage and loss of life depends on many factors, including the population and infrastructure of each city. Seattle, with a population of about 750,000 people, the city could see tsunami waves reaching 65 feet in height. The damage could amount to billions of dollars due to destruction along coastal areas and harm to critical infrastructure. Depending on evacuation readiness and warning time, thousands of lives could be lost. Portland. Home to around 650,000 people, Portland could face significant damage if a tsunami travels up the Columbia River. Damage estimates could reach hundreds of millions of dollars, with potentially thousands of fatalities in low-lying areas. San Francisco, the iconic city, with a population of about 900,000 people, would face the most severe consequences. A tsunami breaching the Golden Gate Bridge could penetrate central areas, dealing heavy blows to cultural and economic hubs. Damage could run into several billion dollars, with potentially tens of thousands of lives lost. These figures are approximate and depend on multiple factors, including population preparedness, warning systems effectiveness, and real-time conditions during a disaster. Modern seismic research methods, including seismic monitoring and numerical modeling, play a crucial role in assessing risks and preparing for emergencies. Their aim is not only to predict potential seismic activity consequences, but also to minimize threats to coastal populations and infrastructure. The U.S. government takes several measures to protect against earthquakes and tsunamis on the West Coast. 1. Seismic activity monitoring. Continuous monitoring of earthquakes and potential tsunamis through the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS. 2. Early warning systems. Development of emergency alert systems that notify the population about approaching threats via sirens, radio, TV broadcasts, and SMS alerts. 3. Preparedness and planning. Development of evacuation plans and educational programs for the population, drills, and exercises for natural disasters. 4. Engineering protection measures. Development of resilient building standards and infrastructure solutions to reduce damage from earthquakes and tsunamis. 5. International cooperation. Collaboration with other countries and international organizations to enhance monitoring and joint efforts in disaster prevention. These measures help ensure the protection of the population and minimize potential threats from earthquakes and tsunamis on the U.S. West Coast. Being prepared for a tsunami can save lives and reduce property damage. Here are several key steps for personal preparedness. 1. Know the risks and threats. Study evacuation maps to determine if you are in a tsunami hazard zone. Learn about safety measures and evacuation plans for your region. 2. Create an evacuation plan. Develop a family or personal action plan for tsunami scenarios. Identify shelters on higher ground or in sturdy buildings that you can reach quickly. 3. Evacuation kits and supplies. Prepare evacuation kits with essentials like drinking water, canned food, a first aid kit, flashlights, radios, and personal documents. Regularly update your supplies. 4. Communication tools. Ensure you have communication tools, such as extra phone chargers, to stay in touch with family and receive information from local authorities. 5. Training and drills. Participate in emergency preparedness exercises and drills organized by local authorities. This will help you and your family better understand what to do in a real emergency. 6. Stay informed. Monitor local warnings and tsunami alerts. Listen carefully to the radio and follow news updates in case of seismic activity or other threats. 7. Share your plan. Share your plan with family members and close friends so everyone knows what to do in case of evacuation or the need to find shelter. These measures will help you be prepared for a potential tsunami threat and respond quickly and effectively in an emergency. Hopefully, none of us will ever face a real tsunami threat or other natural disasters. However, in a world where seismic activity and other natural phenomena are unpredictable, it's important to be prepared for anything. Preparation and knowing how to act in an emergency can significantly reduce the impact and protect our families and property. Hoping for the best doesn't negate the need for planning and readiness to ensure safety and protection in any circumstances.